And those of you that don't know, I'm building something. It's called it's essentially a financial company, financial services company, and I've been building nonstop, right? Just ask yourself, right? How long does it take to put up a skyscraper, right? Sometimes the foundation may take years. I mean, nowadays it takes, it's just something that can be built like that, right? But the longer the foundation is built, or the longer time you spend building a foundation, the stronger the building is going to be. So me personally, I'm not really worried. I'm going at my own pace. I'm going at I don't really care about whatever the world says, right? I'm just focused on myself, focused on my family, focused on my faith, focused on my finances, focus on, lifestyle, focus on my future family, right? And we're just laying those foundations, and we're not laying exactly what needs to be done in order for us to live the life that we want to live, right? So the things that I learned, right, because this business, I'm making a decent amount with this business, right? And it's literally mind-boggling, right? It's crazy, because when you come up with a system and it works, or when you do the work and it shows, and you're basically making like $2,600 in an hour. Now it varies, right? But today, for instance, I had a 1 hour call, right? And from that call, I'm gonna make $2,600, right? Just from a 1 hour call, right? So if I consistently get those, meetings, and consistently get those appointments, right? And just imagine if I just have, calls, just lined up, right? But this is not for the weak. This is not something where if you're lazy, right, to do. If you're lazy, don't do this, right? A regular job is for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can go to school and you can get a high paying job, right? But if you want to, break those barriers, and if you want to actually, live that life you want to live, then go ahead and build something for yourself. Go ahead and set yourself up, or set yourself apart from exactly who you are. So set yourself apart from the rest of the pack. Set yourself apart from the world, because only a few people can go into this field or do what we're doing and succeed, right? And it doesn't have to be financial services. It can be something like sales. It could be, something like building a company. I mean, sales is pretty broad. Sales is really big. But if you want to build yourself a company, you have to do these kind of things. You have to be that CEO-ish type person, and it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really hard. I find myself bouncing around multiple locations, talking to multiple people, and I don't even want to talk to you, to be honest, sometimes, right? And just the burden of being a leader, right? A lot of people, they really want to be a leader, right? I remember I prayed. I was like, make me a great leader, right? I prayed, and I still pray to this day about it, right? But God is real, right? So if you're praying, right, diligently to become a leader, right, God is gonna make you a leader, and a leader is not something easy to do or to be, right? Being a leader is not easy at all. So you could live the life of, just like a regular common person in whatever place that you're in, right, with no obligations, just doing the status quo, right? Or you can just, or you can be a leader. And now the leader can be, a leader of what? But just to put into simple terms, the king got some heavy choices to make, right? People always want to sit in that seat, but they don't want to make the decisions that come with that seat. They don't want to do the things that you have to do in order to maintain the seat, right? Because it's hard. You're following up with people, making sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, being disappointed, right? Like the past month, I've been disappointed greatly, right? And I can't hold them accountable. I mean, yeah, I can hold them accountable, but I can't resent them for that, right? I just have to take it in, internalize it, kind of like a flower, take in oxygen, internalize it, or to take in the carbon dioxide. Bad analogy. I'm gonna keep that in there. But just take in whatever BS is being thrown at you, internalize it, and then push out something good. I couldn't pop off that analogy. I couldn't get that analogy off. But yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough, right? And it's really tough, but it's really rewarding, because I've done the work to essentially by myself secure that appointment that's gonna pay me $2,600, and that was a $2,600 call, right? And that's relatively small. That's relatively small in my field, right? Once I do this more, right, I'll be getting paid way more, all for the same call, right? And when I get business partners, right, or people to join the company, and they make that, right, and I get them to that level, right, they make $2,600, right, I make $2,600 too, right? So now, instead of working, right, how you get to that next level from what I've seen, right? Because now you're probably watching this video. I don't know if you're at the beginning point, or if you're probably at the after point. I don't know why you would be watching me if you're farther than me. So you're probably, earlier than me, right, in terms of business, because my channel is very specific. You're probably just starting, right? But this is what I've seen. Where you succeed the most is when you pour into other people. You pour into other people and you get them to where they need to be, right? And essentially what it is, you're pouring into them, and that is your service, right? You're giving it your all, right? But what I'm trying to say is, if you develop leaders and if you develop people around you, you end up succeeding, right? And that applies to where I'm at and my sector, but on steroids, right? Because essentially I make everything that they make, right? If they make $100,000 that year, I make $100,000 too. Let's say if 3 people make $100,000, then I make $300,000, right? So that's where I'm getting at, right? On top of my own production. I mean, let's say if I'm making like 200,000, add that together, that's 500,000. But I don't want you guys to think I'm too money hungry. I'm really not. Like, honestly, all of this stuff doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm doing all of this, but all of this stuff doesn't mean anything. You can't really take any of this with you to heaven, right? But one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because honestly, it's my calling, right? And once, like, if you're chosen, it's one thing to be, a child of God, right, or God's son, but it's another thing to be a child of God or God's son, and you know it, if that makes sense, right? So I know exactly what I'm doing. I know that whatever I'm doing is blessed by God. I know it, because God has specifically given me this mind. He's given me this mind, this business mind, to see in business and have that ambition. Not only see it, but have the ambition and the cojones to, like, basically go and get that. You know what I mean? So if you pair my mind with the ambition and my upbringing and the opportunities that always land in my lap, like, you can say that I'm called to do this, right? That's honestly, I'm not saying it's the only reason. I have a big heart, right? And basically funds or resources amplify who you already are. So if you're a herb, right, and you have a lot of resources, you're just going to be a herb with a lot of resources, right? But if you're caring and you're a giver, right, you're essentially going to be a giver with a lot of resources. It's just going to amplify you. If you're a douchebag or something like that, right, you're just going to be a douchebag times 10, because you're just going to be calling the shots, right? But if you're a giver, you're going to be a giver times 10. right? So I'm truly a giver, and I want to do a lot for my community, the people around me, and investing in other countries and whatnot, right? So that's what I really want to do. I don't want to put too much out there, but yeah, this journey is honestly, it's no joke. It's really no joke, and only a few are built for it. Like right now, it's not even that late. It's 12:23. 12:23. I'm up. I still got stuff to do. A lot of people would just, flank off, right, or just do what they want to do. And I've noticed that a lot. As I get older and as I interact with more people, there's not a lot of, there are hard workers, right? But all hard work is not hard work, if that makes sense. Some hard work is easier than others, right? Some hard jobs or hard work, some of the hard work that people call hard work, you need a strong spirit. You need to be strong-willed, right? That's a different ballgame, right? Some hard work is more mentally tolling than others, right? So not all hard work. It's easy to just be a robot and just get in the reps. It's easy to do that, right? It's very easy to do that. But imagine something breaking your will. Imagine things not going the way that it's planned, right? Imagine putting in so many reps and just not getting anywhere, right? The ups and downs, right? But things eventually get easier. And I don't want to sound too much of I don't even know the word for it. I don't want to sound like that too much, but yeah, that's a little update. That's a little update on what's going on, right? So if you don't know, I'm building a company. It's called, right now, I don't want to brand it, but it's gonna have something to do with Stusgram, right? Like something like exclusive. I want an exclusive, exquisite name, right? New York, Manhattan, the Big Apple, right? Finance, right? Suits, pocket squares, glasses, Ubers, black lane, right? Black Ubers, right? Phone calls, networking, exquisite, right? That's the brand, right? Because nobody really brands a financial company. It's always just, something in partners or financial group, right? Nah, there's a brand going into, the finance, and it's the lifestyle, right? It's the lifestyle. That's how you have to do it. You got to brand. I'm really big on branding, right? Marketing and branding, right? So that's exactly the approach that I'm going to take. And let's see how it goes, because money is coming in, right? Into the business, right? So we're just going to stay dedicated. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. I'm bringing a lot of people on board, and we're just going to take over New York. That's exactly what we plan on doing. And the product is amazing. The product is very amazing. And I can drop more videos about the product, but I'll probably put in some pictures, right? We had a couple events. We had a spotlight for my guy, Eric. I can tell you about that experience a little later on, but I'll throw some pictures. And then also we had an Elevate event, right? An event in New Jersey to go and build in New Jersey. And that was also a success as well. I put up the flyer, I put up some pictures from over there too. But yeah, we're just cruising along. We're just doing what we need to do, and we are taking it from there. So comment, subscribe, and make sure you guys follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, right? We're putting up some dope pictures that all has to do with, branding and lifestyle as well, right? So I hope you guys like the video, truly like the video, right? And subscribe, because we're going to be talking about the product itself too. We're going to be talking about the product, and we're going to be talking about branding. We're going to be talking about marketing. We're going to be talking about lifestyle, everything, right? Like I said, follow me on Instagram, right? And I'm on TikTok as well too now. I don't really like TikTok, but you just got to do it, right?